Trinity of company meetings. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about the Trinity of meetings that we have in our business that I believe is the perfect combination, the perfect balance between being available to give your team the support and the answer to the question they need, but also not being interrupted, not letting yourself be totally overwhelmed by questions and things coming in. And it's this balance between having the right cadence of meetings, the right focus of those meetings, and being very disciplined in what you allow to be discussed in each meeting about how long each meeting lasts and the agenda of each meeting. And if you get this right, then your whole company will just work much more efficiently. There'll be less interruptions between people or between or into your life as well, if you're the business owner or the company owner or a manager for that matter. Much less interruptions for you because people will know when and where to get their questions answered, and your team will feel more supported. You'll build better relationships between your team members, and the trust levels will go through the roof, and you'll have actually a better working environment, and things as a result will get done much more efficiently, and your team will be more productive because they're working together more collaboratively, and all of it basically goes much more smoothly. That's the goal. That's the benefit of getting this right. And today I want to talk about those three meetings in particular. So we have the daily stand-up, we have our weekly team and departmental and company meetings, and then we have our one-to-one meetings, which is a specific 30-minute meeting. I'll talk about that as well in a second. So first of all, the daily stand-up. Now, the daily stand-up is like the pulse of your business. It allows you as the business owner or the manager, if you break off into departments, depending on the size of your business, to be able to know exactly what everybody in your team is doing on a daily basis, and to be able to help people move forward with challenges they may be having, to give people, facilitate them getting help from other people in the company or in the team, and just to make sure that, everybody's actually going down the right path, that people haven't broken off onto random tangents or misunderstood instructions. If you only speak to your team members once a week about, what they're actually working on and getting a pulse for the business, then people can go quite a long way down the false path, the wrong path, before they can get pulled back in. So it's not about micromanaging. It's about being there to support people and just steering people towards the goal that they're meant to be going on. It also, really importantly, gives your staff members a time every single day for them to know they can get their questions answered. What that means is, unless something is like really urgent, that it can typically wait, for someone to further question to be answered the next working day, which means that there's less interruptions to the team and to the managers because people aren't, because they're comfortable and confident to know, well, if I just wait till tomorrow, I'll get it answered. And therefore it reduces the amount of interruptions, as I said. And actually what happens is often people figure the solution out to their own problems because they basically, in waiting, their subconscious works on it and they just get on with it anyway. So it just reduces the overall number of questions in the business. If you don't have that meeting in place, people don't have any other option but to just pick up the phone or send a message or whatever it is to actually get the answer. And therefore they don't wait. And so they just do it, and it interrupts other people's days, and it basically costs your business a lot of time. Interruptions are hugely costly on people's mind, on their focus, and also just the simple fact that involving somebody else into a conversation which may or may not needed to actually happen at all, and therefore actually giving this time set aside every single day for that to happen, and it's only a 15-ish minute meeting. If you've got a team of say 6 people, then it's not a big time drain, but it is a big time plus in terms of actually being more efficient and more productive with your team. So that's the first of the 3 Trinity meetings, the daily stand-up. The second one is the weekly one-to-ones with each member of your team, and this is critical as well. All 3 are critical to us. This is really important. This is a very specific meeting where you are going to give your directs time to share with you what's important to them, what's on their mind, what they need to share with you. And it could be about work, probably is most of the time, but actually sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's sharing with you some stuff that's happening at home that may be influencing their work. Maybe they're just stressed, maybe they're just happy, maybe they just got married, maybe they want to just share something with you. It's an opportunity to build trust. And really importantly, it's not an opportunity for you to start delegating more work or for you to take over the meeting and start running it. There's a very strict agenda to it, and That agenda I talk about in detail in other videos that I've done. But for the purpose of this, you simply start the meeting with the first 10 minutes with your direct having the control of the meeting. They have the agenda for the first 10 minutes. You then have the agenda for the next 10 minutes to give feedback or to ask about specific tasks or to help them out with stuff they're working on. And then finally, there's 10 minutes for talking about development or future work or PDP or continued professional development. CPD. And so that's the structure of the meeting. It happens the same time every week. It's a 30-minute meeting, and that gives you the opportunity as the manager to actually connect, to build rapport, to build trust, and with trust, you get more productive as a team. If you trust someone to do work, you'll let them get on with it. If they trust you as the manager, they'll actually have a go and try and do stuff without always fearful of you actually coming down on them if they do it wrong. So that time spent every single week, that commitment to them as an individual to help them improve, is a hugely valuable thing for them, and it shows that you care. It shows that they're worthy of your time. It's a scheduled meeting, as I say, 30 minutes once a week. It doesn't run over. It always happens, obviously, except if you're on holiday or something, and that is a huge benefit. And again, it's an opportunity for your staff to know there's a time set aside privately once a week for me to get my questions answered or to raise my concerns, which means there's less interruptions. There's less need for them to actually reach out to you and book an extra call with you or to just pick your brains or whatever, because they've got the set time aside. Unless it's super urgent, it can typically wait for a few days until their next one-to-one. So that's the second one, the one-to-one. The third one are the team, the company, or the departmental meetings. And these have a very strict agenda as well. The agenda, we call them our 5-star meetings. It's sort of adapted from the Gino Wickman Traction level 10 meetings. We've simplified it a bit. We've made it a bit our own. And maybe it's because we're a slightly smaller business, but we've found a slightly different way of working. And basically the agenda runs that we talk about announcements for the company. We talk about the company values, and we get everyone to share something around their values and what they're working on in a value related sense. We talk about our company goals. We talk about the to-dos from the last session and make sure they've been done. We talk about what issues need to be resolved, and then we close and rate the meeting. And it's the same agenda every single time. And we start off, what I recommend is, if you don't do a company meeting once a week already, then just start with one. A single company meeting. And obviously, if you're a huge company, you probably already do some sort of meeting. So this is common. It's probably for the smaller size business. So you do this company meeting with everybody in it. And this meeting needs to be, we do it for an hour. Some people do it for 90 minutes. I find an hour is a great time for concentration. Beyond that, people start falling to sleep. And so what we do is to have this hour meeting. This is what I coach people on who are starting this. Have this hour meeting set up and then run it. And what you'll find is that some areas of your business will start taking up a disproportionate amount of time. So say you have a big area of development and operations, or you're really busy in sales and marketing or whatever, you'll find that will be taking over the meeting. And there'll be some people sat there twiddling their thumbs, not doing anything. So at that point, you can palm off that meeting, that section of the meeting or that department, into its own departmental meeting. And then any issues regarding that are relevant to that company meeting can then just be pushed over to that meeting, and therefore freeing up your main company meeting to be focused on people, values, on building rapport, building team, about all that important stuff that the company team meeting is all about. And then the departmental meetings are then much more focused on the issues around the department. And then again, as a different part of the meeting takes over, different part of the company takes over that company meeting, we palm off and create another. In this way, you're not flooding your team with dozens with multiple team meetings, which kills everyone's productivity. You start with one. People see the benefit of it, they enjoy it, they get the agenda, they learn how it works, and then you start putting other meetings in place which actually are helpful and actually needed in order to actually progress things forward. So that's the Trinity, that's the weekly meeting. So the Trinity is the daily stand-up, the weekly one-to-ones, and the weekly departmental or company and then departmental meetings as your business grows. With these three things in place, everybody has very specific times for them to be able to get the help they need, to not need to pester people, not need to interrupt people's workflow, to be able to actually get have the time aside to feel important in the company, to feel listened to feel that you actually do care about them. And in doing so, to build massive amounts of trust in your business between all of your team members, and especially between your managers or you and your directs, your delegates. And so that's it. Those 3 meetings are my recommendations for any size of business. And we've worked with companies from 0 to, 0 and work with 1 to about 48 employees is the that we've actually implemented this in the business, and always with really like life-changing results for the company. Massive boost in productivity and reduction in stress. So that's it. That's the 3 meetings in our meetings Trinity. Thanks very much.